Of course, it is going to affect many of you because you've been beneficiary to a lot of this thuggery. We are saying we are forgiving each other, start a new life for the betterment of this country. Fighting corruption begins with me, with you. Everybody is corrupt at a different levels. And we are saying enough is enough. We are passing this law. Whatever you have stolen, you have stopped from that. You should not again touch government money. And it's going to be equivalent like taking poison.
Okay, thank you so much. Truly powered by Zwena Cakes, at the same time, truly powered by kubo bwe Kampala simanyi oba Oluganda nga okwetoolola Uganda yonna aba praise praise abenga mu myaka 10 ogenda kuba naawe oyogerwako ng'omuntu ey'ensonga unless otherwise emyaka egikugendako nga tolina keweekoledde. Okay, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, depending on when and where you're catching us from. My name is Musoga Eclipse. We're live on Gagamel TV, the #1 YouTube channel, and of course, the only authentic one with the latest information moving around Kampala and of course, across the world. Ladies and gentlemen, today it is a beautiful Friday, and of course, I have one of the most trending member, incoming member of Parliament. He told me today, Musoga, bagamba oluzungu olutono Musoga, but today you should keep English. And I was like, my friend, I am a student of Makerere University. Don't joke with me. So I'm ready for him as well as he's ready for me, according to what he just told me. Briefly introduce yourself to the people of Gagamel TV.
Dear viewers, good morning, good evening, depending on from wherever you're watching from. My name is Abraham Lizzi. Allah is tall. I am here to place my intention of standing as a member of parliament. And this time I am duly nominated, and I am actually campaigning with my own strategy of trying to improve the local, ordinary, Asian-styled way of doing campaigns, and that is smart campaign. And this time around, we are saying you should watch from wherever you are, just at your workstation. You don't have to keep and be part of the Reutering team that is disseminating business opportunities.
Praise Property Consult Fabakugu mukugula n'okutunda ettaka. Tulina ettaka ku nguudo zonna ezifuluma ekibuga nga Bwakiso-Gobero, Kachiri, Nampunge, Nkowe, Entebbe Sisa, etunudde mu nnyanja Victoria, Bombo Road Matuga, Mityana Road, Buloba, Bujuuko, Kitalya, Masaka Road, Nsanji, Katende, n'Empigi. Puloti zaffe zonna za ssente ensaamusaamu okutandika ku $1,000,000 nga bw'ogula ecapa ku meeza. Praise Property Consult tutunda n'okugula mayumba, tupunta ettaka, okukolera ku biwandiiko n'ebyapa. Tulina abakugu mu ttaka ku namba y'essimu noti 7 noti 6 14 7 noti 6 ne noti 7 83 42 19 18 yaffe Praise Property Consult.
Yeah, I was
Your
actually
style of campaign.
yes. I was telling you this is the time for the country to go about digital transformation from analog way of doing different applications and management of this country. Even this very campaigns, it is high time government and general public to endorse and embrace digital transformation, and that is social media, TV, and many other social platforms. Like, it is saving time, it is saving resources, and the message tends to go to the right audiences than pulling unnecessary listeners or even disrupting business. That's what I'm waiting for.
Hey, Honorable, what are the duties of a member of Parliament?
First of all, this has been a very big challenge to those that intend to stand as members of parliament and even the electorate. The members of parliament and their cardinal objectives, simply irrespective of orientations, one is to make sure they pass the budget, check, scrutinize, analyze, and even possibly cross-check and make corrections, amendments in appropriation of resources and depending on the recurrent and the development expenditure. It's very unfortunate that many of our MPs, even ministers and many government officials, didn't know that the country fails from making a budget and even putting strategic plans for how to improve government income and even reducing on all those avenues that tend to government spending on that are not necessary, especially there are so much unrealistic recurrent expenditure values. That is, people servicing their own salaries, wages, and privileges. There's so much that it is unbelievable. And we are saying this is the time Ugandans should elect serious MPs. Fellow Ugandans, all your sufferings have been actually manufactured or even driven by your MPs, because they are the cross checkers of what is appropriated for development and even self seeking government or judicial officers, or government officers or civil servants. These people have been allocating heavy and fat salaries and other luxurious privileges that are unknown. Then the second objective of or role of a member of parliament would be oversight of exactly what we have spent on, or what we've allocated, or policies are they really implemented, and they should be the mouthpiece for the entire country at different levels, but on a national level at large. Then the other thing would be members of parliament, they actually approve and make laws, okay, among others. But making laws, they should be orientated well with the communities and how they survive with different people around the country, seeing how people go and mingle or carry out different activities, and how to improve such performances by either the private sector or public sector. So the biggest role of a member of parliament is the law making and budget approval or appropriation of funds, and even following up government projects that they indeed work. Now, where the challenge has been is always sending people that don't know what to do, whether they are opposition or from the NRM or government side. That's very unfortunate. And everything you see that is not working on well, you blame your MP. That even if the president wants to do certain things, he has to come to parliament, he has to convince parliament. And it's a challenge where NRM leaning MPs are considered to be jokers, that they simply a bandwagon and they pass certain laws and policies, or even allow unrealistic laws to pass, forgetting that it also bothers all their families or relatives. And when we are making laws, they should be for me or ourselves, our children, and the future. Because laws should be general and they should be accountable, like to everybody. Then, lastly, I'm saying even if those the so-called opposition MPs, they also don't know and they simply go for much more privileges they enjoy. Others are just there to oppose everything. They simply speak less sense. Others talk a lot and trying to always abuse or smear campaign against His Excellency the President, thinking that's what shows that you are an opposition.
Actually, I had a question about that. We've seen a couple of times when there is something going on in the parliament, these opposition members of parliament move out, an act that is done in such a situation where they're supposed to defend the country.
That is complete nonsense, and it is a very, very big shame. Opposition MPs, they seek for cheap popularity sometimes, and they don't analyze even issues. And also, they simply don't know the role of a member of parliament. You don't have to walk out or be always against to be considered a good legislature. It is always imperative for any person wishing to stand as a member of parliament to know that you are a think tank for our country. You need always to cross check, have benchmark on everything you're talking about. You should always do research, in the sense that even if something has come up and it is good for the community or for the country, there are cases when you can say, okay, much as it is ABCD, we approve this and that, it's good for our community. They don't vote you simply to oppose each and everything, or someone who is always abusive to the president or personality of the president or the speaker. I completely find it nonsense, and it's unbecoming. It should stop.
Okay, revisiting you as a person, let's talk about why did you leave the other constituents to Kampala?
I believe I was placed in a wrong constituency by choice, based on the fact that that's maternal side of my bringing, and I grew up from there. It's unfortunate that they did not see all my programs. Much as I invested a lot, resources, time, I loved them. I invested in sports. I was one of the chief funders of the Ingo Masaza Cup, and also so many other developmental ideas among the youth and sports people, where I encouraged mechanical modern farming. I even had a demonstration farmers who are modest of a modest lifestyle, and they improve their livelihoods. But whenever I talk sense, people don't like it. Equally, I started like an NRM candidate. Unfortunately, NRM people fought me, saying that what I'm doing is so useful that the president would see me and I would take their positions. That's one reason why people fought me. The NRM very people. Then the opposition also knew that I was strong and I was to give them a headache, the stiff campaign and the real blow in the ring. So what they did when they said let everybody vote in that NRM primaries, can you imagine? They rallied out lorries and they could be transported to different polling stations. They align and line up to the weak candidate, operated and managed by our own people, the NRM people. That's why I hate you, especially those ones that have intrigue. Never come near me. NRM people in Mityana, you are so hypocritical to the extent that you betrayed everybody. You betrayed young people, young leaders. The likes of the secretary of NRM there, Mr. Kawoya, Mr. Sezi, Mr. Chintu, the chairman. We were like at loggerheads unnecessarily. I was not competing with them, but they were fighting me, saying that in the president would see me, things like that. Equally, I want to tell you that when I lost, can you imagine even new people were collaborating with these people so that a weaker candidate could come up and they win game. And I believe it was spread all over the country. This time round, I am not bothered with any political party. I hate anyone that says I am associated with NRM or DP or NOP. I am now for everybody. I'm independent. By the way, what I have not told you, I also stood immediate after they refused me the card, NRM card. I went and, got a DP ticket, and I represented myself and my people as a DP candidate. With that, I maintained that I was supporting Mr. Museveni for president because he was the best candidate at that time. This time round, I'm not supporting anyone because I'm wondering when I supported him, what did I gain? In fact, when you look at the DISO, the other DCs, they were all against me. So don't come near me. I am independent. I am for everyone. In fact, I am that kind of person who says these political parties have caused more damage, hatred, infighting, and more damage than good. In case I'm elected MP, I'll bring an amendment bill to make sure we do a referendum, a free one, so that we abolish this nonsense of political parties.
Is that why people are calling you a political chameleon? You're always from this party to the other party, this party to the other party.
We call it in nomenclature. It's up to them. Call me whatever they want. That shows that I'm fully experienced and orientated with all forms of political parties and the Ugandans. I found out Ugandans don't need political parties. All they need is ideas. This time round, we are saying don't vote political parties or ideologies. Many of it is nonsense and unbecoming. So we are saying this time round, vote those ones that have ability and can steer this country to another level.
Let's talk about Kampala. Why Kampala? Are you a citizen of Kampala?
Of course, you are now here in my office, and it is in Kampala, Kimati Avenue. Of course, I am a senior citizen. I have multiple businesses here, and it was a mistake. I believe it was serious. I shouldn't have gone to village. Why? The thinking of village people is completely unique. First of all, they can hate you because you have a good car, because you're eating well, because you're putting a watch on your risk. Like people really depend on their thinking. Is why I left. Imagine they rate you on the how many times you've been attending barriers. Even barrier people, you don't know what has killed them. Some are from very funny reasons of their death. So they rate you on how many people. So you wonder why such things can happen. Then also, village people, they can entangle themselves to poverty. They like someone who behaves like them. When you come driving a good car, it's a challenge and it's like a curse to them. They hate you for that. So even my own people over there, because of jealous, they could not see all the knowledge that we are talking about. When you talk about good roads, cutting tax exemptions, when you cut government losses in many of these loans and the contracts that are uncompleted, when we talk about things that matter to them, like recurrent expenditure exceeding the development expenditure in the budget allocations, they simply don't understand. All they were believing is buying for them bread, attending birthday parties, nigina, and the rest. So you can find that all your knowledge is completely wasted. In the city, people are different. They see they're on social media, as now I embraced social media campaign or smart campaigns. They really love what is around me. So they simply, I live their example. And that's why they are following me. And I believe it is working. And I want it adopted by Parliament that there's no need of having these carry kind of pains. Business is disrupted, musicians can't make noise, and people are mixing themselves, maybe are contaminated. Up people from one place to another is completely nonsense. Also, time. These young men and women following up politicians. Who pays for them? They you leave your work and simply gather around. Yes, you waste a lot of time on politicians. Complete nonsense. I am saying you better support me from your point of work. You stay wherever you are, even when you've missed. While at your bed rest, you can even review all what I said. And this time around, you say, take time, think, analyze what someone has said. But imagine when you have come to make a gullible rally or whatever at a given place, shouting and insulting, and then after you leave. So you completely have talked nothing. So there are so many advantages of being in the city. People of Kampala, they know that indeed when someone says something that is useful, they should follow that kind of person.
Let's look at the challenges of people. Challenges you see as
I completely go against such a question, and it's been a milestone of negativity and misrepresentation of the country by politicians. They tend to say that you are the voice of the area and that you're going to be consulting each and every one. How can you consult 200,000 people? Where will you be working and when and what time? So it is simple. The main objective of a member of parliament, not only are you aligned with your own area of representation, but when you are brought to parliament, you are an MP of the entire nation. You understand? I am very sure the problems affecting Kampala are the same problems affect Karamoja, Arua. Why? When we are making a budget that we're supposed to appropriate these funds to different development expenditure programs in the development plan at least over 5 years, you understand? There are certain things which are supposed to connect the entire country, like roads. Ugandans are tired of unnecessary jam, electricity that is on and off. We've been bothered by corruption. A lot of our money is being swindled by a few individuals, and those individuals are Ugandans. That's why we are saying when money is stolen by our own fathers, brothers, and sisters, it ends up in hands of very few people. And we are saying we are bringing a bill that is going to stop and curb corruption and swindling government. We are bringing a bill to be killed by hanging. We are bringing this bill so that it deters people from stealing government money. Fellow Ugandans, I want you to know that the reason why there is poor service delivery, much as we have little money, but even that little money, much of it is stolen and it is in hands of very few people. The fight against corruption begins with me, with you. Of course, it is going to affect many of you because you've been beneficiary to a lot of this thuggery. We are saying we are forgiving each other, start a new life for the betterment of this country. Fighting corruption begins with me, with you. Everybody is corrupt at different levels. And we are saying enough is enough. We are passing this law. Whatever you have stolen, you have stopped from that. You should not again touch government money. And it's going to be equivalent like taking poison.
Okay, thank you so much. Tulipad by Zwena Cakes, at the same time Tulipad by Price. Kubo bwe Kampala simanyi oba Oluganda nga okwetolola Uganda yonna aba Price Property abavubuka esente aba Price abenga akuliza ettaka mu myaka 10 ogenda kuba naawe oyogerwako ng'omuntu ey'ensonga unless otherwise emyaka egikugendako nga tolina keweekoledde ensi egenda kusekerera ng'egamba twakulabanga kiki kyeweekolerawo ng'omuntu. So better go ofune akataka awo ewa Price Property Consultants. Balina office ziri awo enansana opposite nansana police station awo wenyini wali office za Price Property Consultants. Abayi People Music Awards bakugamba nti ennaku z'omwezi nga 14 omwezi guno gwennyini gwe tulimu right now, era bosi wange ono ndowooza tebo yenvaawo nayo eya abayimbi bonna abe Uganda bagenda kubeerawo nga tucelebratinga ebitone. Temanyi ona lebono wansonga ezo namulabyeko comedy store wange abaana ba talent awagira ebitone ndowooza ne ku High People Music Award tebo yange envaawo nayo wano olunaku olwaleero. You a project to fight ona lebolo Rubongoya yenjogera egenda maaso kati.
What do you mean a project? What does that mean? Project. We are in a fair competition. In fact, I go against smear campaign and demean my competitors. I personally, I believe in being a champion. I always have to fight hard and use all techniques to win. I don't care how someone names it. I am here to win. I am here to compete. May the best candidate win. We are saying we are at national issues articulation and finding a solution for betterment of our country. I don't have a problem. If someone passes through, represent us and we will consider him as our MP. And an MP is not only for your area, but for the entire country. And now we are saying this time round, it is within you, the voters. In fact, as a reformist, I am saying I respect what our elders have done, and we should actually build from exactly what is available. Yes, instead of blaming and criticizing negatively, we are going to make reforms, improve, revamp what is available. That's why I'm saying an MP is a very crucial individual in developing and planning for this country. I want to enlighten you on some reforms that I believe even qualities of a member of parliament that we should have in the next 12 parliament. One, it is regrettable and logical that a member of parliament minimum education requirement to be senior citizen. Be honest, being that a member of parliament should always reflect, analyze, and even critically challenge or pass the budget. And that's where most of the problems for Uganda start from. So this person has seen less demograms, big figures, and even statistics, and even graphs. You can imagine the likes of the late Segirinya, a development plan of 5 years and a budget framework paper. It can be as big as 2 Bibles. You understand? When do these jokers have time to look at the budget framework paper and even analyze, and even they simply don't know. First of all, they should not. It is prepared by experts from Minister of Finance and Planning. We are saying this is a document that has sunk Ugandans to the core. The people who swindle money, they place certain activities and plans within that budget. It has to be an MP that is so critical to see and challenge many of these ideas. That's why we are saying, if at all your MP has been smart, there is no way in this financial year, recurrent expenditure, that is money spent on themselves and luxuries or luxurious expenses and privileges, how did it pass minus or less than the development expenditure that bothers 45 million Ugandans? It is complete nonsense, and I dare them to come and disprove it. That's what shows that your MP has not been knowing the role of an MP. Two, all MPs, they are self-seeking, most of them, whether on opposition or in government. One or two, we are saying you should come with your own vehicle. This vehicle grant of 200 million has encouraged many useless, unfit people to come and take position of leadership. It's very unbecoming. We are saying you should be able to come with your own vehicle and should be at a level of a V8. If you have VTs, no one, what? Please wait. You have a lot of work to work on yourself. Then you should have a permanent place of abode, your own home, fit for a member of parliament. It should be in your names. This nonsense of coming for house and allowances for home, what should stop. That is all cutting budget expenditure from the current expenditure. The other one should be show us your experience. Where have you been working? You should have work. Yes, don't come to seek for a job because we are intending to cut all these privileges and you should stay firm. Leadership is for firm people that are at least supersede others to be able to be leaders. We are saying, show us whether you are an industrialist, you should be a great farmer, or a prominent businessman, among others. Show us what you're doing. People are coming to seek jobs. You can't come from school or university and come roam around to be contesting. It's not about popularity. You understand? Then we are saying you should ask that you pay taxes. You should show us your tax clearance certificate to qualify for any level of leadership, even from elsewhere. We are saying this should be mandatory. No, I'm saying we want to organize our country from a point of seriousness to a level of development. We are saying you should show us that you pay tax. Many people don't pay tax and they exhibit in the public that they want good and public services for the community. There's no way government can give services to the people when they don't pay taxes. You should be exemplary. Many people are against all times of bringing up taxes. You understand? Then equally we are saying you should show us that you have at least a health insurance certificate or cover. Nobody should take care of you. Many Ugandans lack health care. Come when you are able. Don't come for us to spend a lot of money on you, even taking you abroad for treatment. That's all nonsense. And we are saying it should be abolished. Then lastly, you should be able to accept that we are cutting salary, this exorbitant salary, luxurious salary of much more to 2 million. All MPs should pay and be paid only 2 million. All taxes should be applied even on allowances, including the judicial officers and civil servants. On that 2M. No. There are other allowances which are intending to reduce to 80%, but it should be taxed. Anything you earn equal like any Ugandan, we should tax you. Then we are also saying government should understand that for us to have proper service delivery, we should have and save money. We are going to abolish the unrealistic and nonsensical tax exemptions to big companies. We have lost over 15 trillion. 15 trillion. Dear viewers, I'm saying 15 trillion Ugandan money. Almost the budget of recurrent or bigger than development expenditure. We are saying those big companies, they should compete fairly with all Ugandans the same way, local investors. We are saying everybody should pay tax. If you can't afford to do business here, leave. We shall have people who are compliant. We lose a lot of money. We are going to expel anybody. There has been swindling, corruption, and bribe that is people seek from all these exemptions. It's been a trick, we know. That's why we are saying you've been a shame to us. Whoever has been amending and proposing these tax exemptions, you are a nuisance to this company or in the country. Then we are saying also, anybody found guilty of delays of contracts where we have lost billions and billions of Uganda's money, they should be hanged. Anybody who causes financial damage and loss to this country should be put to hang, and it should be not more than 3 months. Ugandans will lose a lot of money in delayed contracts, also loans that we receive, and indeed they don't perform. Can you imagine Uganda gets a lot of loans and you find that all that money that is borrowed is not put to use in time? That's nonsense. When we put statistics below, it will be much more shaming. Lastly, there's what we call a tax GDP ratio. When you see Uganda's figure is very low, we should migrate from 13 point something to at least a better one like 18%. So we are saying, fellow Ugandans, it's going to be our duty to find how we raise the GDP of this country. Contrary to what is available based on your MPs and their predecessors, whether in NRM or opposition, it is absurd that the GDP for Uganda is only 53 billion, while for Canada is 2.2 trillion US dollars. And the MPs in Canada, they are around 315, while for Uganda it's 500. It is very stupid and becoming, and it is a shame to whoever has been part of this kind of parliament and arrangement. How comes that you are very poor and you have a very big expenditure? Nonsense. You understand? Ugandans are only 45 million people. Canadians, they are 41 million. And they are saving and they have less MPs or ministers. We are going to reduce MPs to 40. We are going to abolish a woman MP district chairman, district MPship, because it is unnecessary. It is increasing the number of MPs by almost 30%.
But then that is fighting women.
I don't care. We are saying we need fair treatment of women and men. In fact, that one, you're lowering them, trying to give them special purpose groups. It's completely trying to show that they can't compete with men. There is no job for a man or woman. Let there be fair competition and let it be on at the same level. Equally, like I said, you don't have to be a woman to represent women. We are going to cut off disabilities, people with disabilities, and that nonsense. You don't have to be a disabled to represent the interests of disabled. Once a policy is there, it cuts across. In fact, no disabled gives birth to a disabled. Don't tell us we don't know how you feel and why we should plan for you. You don't have to have a representative in parliament. These other special purpose groups, workers, UPDF, even prostitutes and the short people will say we want to be represented. All this is nonsense. We are trying to cut the number of MPs. You understand? Yes. Also, the ministers. Once you are elected a minister, you should cease to be an MP. Let the person who was number 2 take over. You cannot hold in the new government more than one position. This is one reason people are saying you are greedy, self-seeking, and you don't mind about people. How can one person have salaries of more than 2-3 people? It's completely doesn't make sense. And all of you, whether you are NRM or opposition, you don't see this. That's why we are saying enough is enough. What you've done ends there. It's high time the youth and other serious Ugandans come up and clean up or make amendments in what has been happening. Also, we are saying in the reforms of electoral commission, honestly, there is no need of by-elections. It's completely wasting resources and time. Billions of money being lost. Someone is just on the term of that representation is waiting only for maybe 2 months or 1 week or something. Let the person who was number 2 be sworn in. Let you not have greed. Then you waste resources. You understand? Then we are saying also that the position and the expenditure of this recurrent expenditure is completely unbecoming. We are saying the office of the president, RDCs, advisors, we are going to abolish all of them. They are not contributing fairly. Let people go and do business, and those seeking for money go into the private sector, hustle like any Ugandan. But we must limit the amount of representatives, whether ministerial or parliamentarians.
Okay, Honorable, you're going to represent Kampala, and I want to drive you back to Kampala. Let's talk about the flooding. What solution is due? Parliament.
Like always, I say, people and the population should not have much hope in politicians. It is government and policies that work for people, especially via local governments like the district division handlers. So there are always technical teams employed to work and make sure every platform or activity or project is functioning properly, and they are paid to do that. In the event of uncertainty, like for that trench, that's a very minor thing to Uganda. I don't know why Ugandans don't mind and concentrate on their businesses. Ugandans love putting their noses in everything. You don't have to talk about everything. If you want someone from Kenjojo, from Kororo, from wherever, talking about the trench, it's nonsense. That trench has people that is concerned or that are concerned. And to me, as a compensation method, I'm saying, they have been telling us that there's been full ministry for Minister of Disaster and Preparedness. And we've been seeing them rushing, pretending to work hard, going to do that elsewhere, where we are not seeing. Now, this is the high time. This is the time when it is happening to the city. Everybody wants to see you running and rushing here. Come, make the analysis and compensate the traders. As simple as that. Then also I expect the people that are leading these communities, they should know to whom they write in the event such a calamity has happened. Also, I've been hearing people blaming the contractor or someone developing the project. This is good and it is in the interest of our country. And it was actually approved by the president. Undermining his intention to develop the city or the country is against the law. We should all come up and support also this gentleman, Ham. For example, he too has lost. So when you say Ministry of Disaster and Preparedness should come and save equally our local investor, support him to make sure do more and more projects. For reference, they were also against the construction of natural playgrounds. Now they are the same people trying, and it's fully packed, and everybody is enjoying. Ugandans, you are full of being unserious. Always you criticize, blame, and jump on everything. Be busy and mind your business. You are not busy. You simply talk about everything. You should stop. And it is very unfortunate that Ugandans don't support their own, and even always try always to align negative insults to investors, especially our local investors. And then they applaud the foreigners. We should learn how to support each other, love each other, forgive each other, understand, and see how to develop together. If I may ask you, who are the people that are going to occupy the development that is being put on that trend? All countries, they are developed on the sewage and proper water passage systems. It is Ugandans, you fellow Ugandans, that are going to enjoy this development, and even the country at the end, it will benefit. So let all of us support it. Nobody is against your compensation. We should use proper avenues. Insurance should come in, like to save and help our traders. That's all.
Okay, a man of your fellow character, that is Muhammad, who recently won the New York mayor position, is trending. Is it any benefit
I don't think so. Ugandans love cheap popularity and trying always to talk about everything. The man is in New York. You have failed to organize yourselves here in Kampala and you are busy dreaming about New York. Stop the nonsense. Of course, we will not benefit at all, much as you can speak scant Uganda. That one doesn't mean that is going to do any favor for Uganda. Ugandans love to learn how to concentrate and mind your business. You're so in need of that attention, what you give elsewhere. Completely, you waste a lot of time. That's what I can say.
Sarah is tall. Are you done taking your breakfast?
Of course, me leaving home as a serious man, a man that cares for a woman, my wife should always prepare fresh breakfast. Should be the food should be seasoned with garnished with seasoned or spices from Zanzibar. Like for example, food should have carrot, have cucumbers, should have fresh juice, should be seasoned with cardamom, cinnamon, cottonmilk, and rosemary, among other spices. I love good food, and I should always sleep in time. My wife gives me peace. She's the best woman in town, and now I consider her Mama Kampala. The rest, you are free to consider them stepmothers.
Those are his words. Ladies and gentlemen, as we close, I can't forget this. One of our prominent artists here, that is King Saha, he was performing. Said you were comedian.
First of all, I am not part of the people that is making them lose their life. Some are criminals that should take responsibility of their actions. If I am a comedian, I am an investor here and I pay taxes. I own and run over 15 companies, locally here and abroad. I believe he should concentrate on being a musician. He needs to do more local dialects. It's unfortunate that Ugandans talk about everything. If he wants to turn into a politician, I advise him take off the boots, come and join the rest. But I call it nomenclature for him to call me whatever he wants, and it is his opinion. And I am very sure there is a reason why he's trying to lower or trying to put me down by saying so. It's a comedians are people and intelligent. He's gonna be surprised when the so-called comedian can really get this elephant and put it in a basket and I throw it out. So I believe I'm a champion. I don't challenge jokers or small cockroaches. I am always a champion in everything I do, and you're going to see when we win this campaign. As I said, I am a believer in fair play. I am not here to attack anyone. I also don't expect anyone to attack me because it's not helping the citizens and development of our country. We should love each other. I have no problem. I love his music much as he should do a lot to change the narrative of international scene. He should go international. That's why many musicians remain poor. Singing in Uganda and loitering around makes you only have one audience. They should improve by doing in English. Tell him to do more music in English. It will be much more developmental to his.
They read on social media claiming knowing you better than we know you, terming you Omufele. You know this lady?
Which lady? What do you mean? I think anybody, like I said, Omufere means someone who is a great farmer. I am having a demonstration farm of maize cultivation of 7 square miles. I am a runner of a tours and travel where you have come. I'm into gold mining and quarry. I am running a number of businesses here. If at all being considered Omufere means run genuine registered businesses, then everybody should be Omufere. And whatever you call me, I take it to be the head. So I'm not only Omufere, but I'm a Saba Fere, Saba Twazi, Saba Funi Chibamba. Others even say I bleach. I want to say I'm the head of the bleaching community, and I should represent them at international level. So I want to tell them that it's not an abuse. Yeah, bleaching competition. I even arrange some. So I'm also saying bleaching ointments, they are quite expensive. It's not for the poor. Let people know their position. Lastly, I want to tell them I eat well. I eat a balanced diet. Many people eat poorly. They actually don't sleep in time. They are like rabbits walking around the town. So I take care of myself. I work in AC. Yes, like I have good cars and I'm enjoying, and that's all. If in the case I am tired of these potholes and the shouting, I go rest in Canada or abroad. So that's what I can say. Yeah.
Lastly, if you don't go through, what happens?
Like I said, competition and leadership is voluntary. I am not seeking a job or an opportunity. I always say I am better off an MP, to be honest, and even a minister. I hold everything what a minister would want. It's always in debts. I don't have any debt. I said I put up a prize for any MP who doesn't have a debt. If clerk to parliament can prove this to the public, I put this 20 million. I am living a very comfortable life, coming to contest as a member of parliament. It is in the benefit and the interest of the people. If you don't see that and you vote otherwise, like I said, I will celebrate more than I would if I had won, simply because I shall have retained my total salary, time, and family, and go do other things. But I will laugh and have the loudest laughter because it will be considered unserious and a joking population.
Thank you so much for your time, and maybe uh, 2 words to our Kampala people.
Yes, to you, my Kampala voters and fellow Ugandans at large, the diaspora, and many serious citizens. This is the time we are saying you should vote leaders that qualify. It's not about political parties and color orientations. This time around, gauge from what programs. Like I have said, I have the strategy to at least lift this country from one level to another. That is via the budget appropriation, saving and cutting off losses where government has been losing billions, and then improve on actually those projects that develop the entire community. I am saying I'm going to be a very spearhead leader in a sense of fighting corruption. I want to move a motion that is a private member's bill that will bring a law of crucifying someone even by cutting off her head by hang, whoever eats and chops government money. We are saying we are stopping now, and it is starting with me, with you. We are saying many of you have been beneficiary to corruption and swindling Uganda's money, but is ending up in very few hands of you. Some of you are our relatives, fathers, brothers, sisters. We are saying it is beginning with me, with you. If at all you can't stand swindling, you better go outside, swindle elsewhere, come here, you'll be considered a hero. For God and my country, don't forget, Saha is tall.
Soko